What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have the Vault Tour Italy Top 16. Thanks to Il Vizzo over on Twitch.tv for streaming this. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. Go on over there and give them a follow. But they posted it today in Italian. I will be commentating in English for you. And on the left we have Spit Nico. On the right we have Daniel Dobre. I'm assuming those are username. Well, at least one of them's a username. We got Brobnar Dis. Shadows on the left. We got Dis, Sanctum, and Shadows on the right. The deck names are there in the bottom. I also posted links to the Master Vaults for these decks in the description below. And also a link on over to Il Vizzo's Twitch channel. You can go check it out there. So on the right we had an Anguish start. And he's going to make him House Sanctum. Not take any damage. Capture when he fights, I believe, is all that Sanctum there. He gets 2 Amber off of it. And now Anguish can fight, and he kills a Fire Spitter on the other side, taking no damage, and there's no Amber to capture. Throws down a board in the Redeemed, and on the other side we have a Fire Spitter, or sorry, not a Fire Spitter, it's Bumpsy, and a Lorimir Flame Fist. Obviously the deck on the left is from Call the Archons, the deck on the right is from Age of Ascension. I plan to do the top 16 of these videos with English commentary, try to post them all in the same day. They will be in a playlist at Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube. Just look for KeyForge Italian Vault Tour. And we have a bait and switch there. And that captures one. And now they match, so he doesn't get, or steals one, sorry. And then he doesn't get to steal another one since they would be even at that point. We have a bad penny in play and a brain farting on it. Gets an Amber for playing it. It is a, let me check. It's the one where he gets all the Amber off it for some reason. The Sting. There it is. Can tell I've been playing too much Age of Ascension over the last month. And then we see a Banish come into play, archiving the Bad Penny. And I'm not sure the other card he played. I apologize for the quality. It's not the best, but it's what we have. So some of the cards will be blurry. There will be glare problems, and there'll be cards off screen since they've cut off the camera here with the top and bottom overlays. But we see a Dust Imp in play there. And also, some of the cards aren't in English, so trying to understand the deck names there based on length of text might be a little hard for me here. But I do have the deck list up. I'll try to figure it out. All right, so we have a Stealer of Souls put into play there, and it looks like a Ember Imp. And he's going to play the Control the Weak. And we'll see which house he forces him to play. I do not have any audio other than the Italian commentary from these, so I might have a little trouble figuring out what's going on. But I will try my best, and I appreciate it. I hope you guys like this English commentary that you can follow along with. If you want to check out other games, he actually posted, there was day 1 coverage too, and there was a pre-top 16 round that you can check out over in his Twitch video on demand. Link in the description below for that. And we see a Life Ward out in play on the left side there. You can pop that as an Omni and force the opponent to not be able to play creatures on his next turn. So the deck on the right, the Age of Ascension deck, has 4 Plague Rats. Too much to protect. And a Ronnie Wrist Clock, so we'll have to watch for that. And we see artifacts coming out of everywhere on the other side. Artifact heavy deck. We have a Mighty Javelin, a Gauntlet of Command, and it looks like a Screech Bomb there. All from Brobnar. Putting him at, looks like 5 Amber there on the left for Spit Nico. And he does pop the Life Ward, so Daniel will not be able to play creatures on his next turn. Looks like he did a couple reaps there with Lorimir Flame Fist and the Bumpsy. And he readies up, putting himself at check with 7. And we got a Dis turn on the other side, so he was forced. Oh no, that was a previous turn. I guess he was forced to play Sanctum on the previous turn. That's why he just reaped with board in the Redeemed. I guess he had no Sanctum cards in hand. We have a Dis turn here where he fights with the Dust Imp, destroying him, gaining 2 Amber, killing the Ember Imp. And then we see a, what is that? Call the Weak, destroying the least powerful creature. And we got Anguish fighting into the Bumpsy, taking 5 damage now, increasing the cost of Spit Nico's keys by 5 for each damage that is on the Anguish. And we see a Lash of Broken Dreams coming out there. So he's going to be able to use that to stall the game. Make his opponent have trouble getting keys there. So he's not able to forge here, of course, because of Anguish, raising the key cost by 5 up to 11 right now. But Daniel is in check there with 7 amber. We see him named Shadows. He pops the Sting right away. He's not even going to bother trying to capture any amber off his, or steal any amber from his opponent. Or capture it, I guess. I don't know what you call that. Take it, I guess. Magda the Rat coming in, stealing 2 on the play. We got Mighty Javelin, popping Anguish. And we got a Ghostly Hand coming in for 2 amber. Obviously not stealing any, since Daniel's at 5 amber. But Spitnico is going hard here. And remember, this is Archon, so players did have 2 minutes to look at each other's decks at the start of the match. So they do know some of the cards that they're looking for. I'm sure they know each other if they have too much to protect or bait and switches. Well, I guess that's not as big of a card as it used to be. But they know cards when to go higher than 6, how hard it might hurt them or not.
Applausi per motivi di organizzazione. Allora, Gnac G, questa è la top 16. Ieri ci sono stati 6 round di Svizzera, questa è la top 16. Partita secca.
So, looks like a Sanctum turn. And I think he's throwing a Gatekeeper in there, capturing all but 5. Just trying to figure out what that other creature is. Looks like it's an Opal Knight. Play, destroy each creature with even power. But I don't think there are any with even power. Oh, Magna the Rat, right? She should have been destroyed. Am I missing something there? I'm pretty sure it was his Opal Knight. Or it's Merrick the Marked, maybe. Or no, sorry, it's neither of those. It's Chalet the Safeguard, who is an uncommon out of Sanctum. He has Deploy and Taunt. I apologize, everybody. He's got 2 armor also. So we got a Bump C coming in, double Bump Cs, making him lose 2. And we got War Song being played. For the remainder of the turn, gain 1 amber each time a friendly creature fights. And Gauntlet of Command used there to use the Stealer of Souls to purge the Chalet, the Safeguard. And he will capture 1 there on the bump seat using the Pile of Skulls that was played there. So another stall card to increase key cost. Well, not increase key cost, but stall the game, basically. I'm getting it confused with Iron Obelisk. Pile of Skulls. Each time a creature is destroyed during your turn, a friendly creature captures 1 amber. So some good amber control there. In Brobnar, got the Bumpsies, got the Pile of Skulls, got the Screech Bombs. Always great when you add that into Shadows. And then if you got some stuff out of Dis, I mean, Spitnico could have a nice amber control deck here. So we see Tesmol put into play. And we have a Lash increasing the key cost. So still no keys forged here. We're doing lots of amber control here. And we see Bad Penny put back into play after she's pulled from the archives. And a Relentless Whispers. Nope, it's a Pawn Sacrifice, sorry. Used to sack Bad Penny, deal 3 damage to 2 creatures. All we have left is Gatekeeper there, holding 6 amber on him. And Shadow Self being put into play to absorb some damage from his neighbors. And Bad Penny put back out into play. And it looks like we got Routine Job played to steal 1. And he's looking through his discard pile. Just make sure he has no other Routine Jobs in the discard pile. And he has 2 in his deck. Also, another artifact that Spitnico has is a Speed Sigil we haven't seen come out. And he also has Subtle Maul. So lots of artifacts. Sacrificial Altar he also has. He has a Lash of Broken Dreams of his own. It's a lot of artifacts to bring to an Archon tournament, but I mean, he's here in the top 16. And we see some Plague Rats coming down here, dealing damage to all other Plague Rat creatures. Let's see if we can figure this out. This looks like he also played Dusk Chronicles there, which he has 2 in his deck, Daniel does. which says play if your opponent has more amber than you, draw a card. If you have more amber than your opponent, you archive a card. So doing it one at a time here. Plague Rat comes in, deals 1 damage to non-rat creatures for each rat creature in play. Plays a second one, so that will cause 2 damage to each non-rat creature in play. So they're gonna work it out here. Okay. Now the rat number 3. 3 damage to all other rat creatures. Now he's gonna give his opponent a pile of amber off the gatekeeper. Is he going to too much to protect another rat, which isn't going to do any damage to anybody? Okay, it looks like Spitnicko's counting out his amber here. I think he's going to be able to forge. So he just drew a miasma on the right there. Yeah, it looks like he got rid of 6, flipped his first key. All right, Spitnicko's in the lead with 1 key. Daniel only has 4 amber, no keys. Board full of Plague Rats and a Lash of Broken Dreams. So it's the player numbers for this tournament. There's some conflicting numbers I've seen on Facebook already, but 334 people, 7 rounds in day 1. But I also have seen, where's the other? 342 could have been there, and it was 7 rounds, so you had to go 6 and 1 to make day 2. And supposedly 22 players made day 2, I think. So they'd have a pre-round before this to determine the top 16. So like I said, you can check that out over on twitch.tv/ILVIZZO. Link will be in the description below. We got Charette coming in, capturing 3. And a miasma play there. Reaping 3 with the rats. What artifacts do we have here on the bottom? I'm going to guess Sacrificial Altar is there. Looks like it is the second one from the bottom. And then the other one's covered in Giant Glare. So Sacrificial Altar. Purge a friendly human creature from play. If you do, play a creature from your discard pile. It gets you an amber when you play it. The other one is Lash of Broken Dreams. Did he get it out into play? So Daniel is at 8 amber. Still no keys. Spitnicko would have been forging there. Looks like he's sitting at 9 amber. But of course he got miasma'd, so he has to skip his KeyForge step. It looks like Spitnicko is sitting on his second routine job in hand. But he is going to go Dis and play a Schuler, steal 1. Yeah, it is Lash of Broken Dreams. He's going to use it, increase key cost by 3. So Daniel will not be forging next turn. I can hear his frustration right now, or you can see his frustration in his body language. And he's going to reap with Charette and get an amber. Still not popping that Screech Bomb. He doesn't need to do it. He's going to save it. Maybe he knows his opponent has no artifact control. So he's going to keep it out there and doesn't care because it won't be used against him. Yeah, looks like Charette's dead off a Gongoozle. Getting a ton of amber back for Daniel. He'll throw an Overlord Grekin in play, use Lash of Broken Dreams, increase the key cost of Spitnicko by 3. And play an Exhume, one of my favorite cards from Age of Ascension here. And Gatekeeper is back. Great little combo there. Taking Spitnicko off of a key by capturing a bunch of amber. Only leaving 5 left. And I am rooting for Daniel on the right since he's brought an Age of Ascension deck to the tournament. And made it this far. I don't think many people brought Age of Ascension decks. I think the estimate was somebody did some analysis on what's in the database, some new decks that have hit that power level after the day 1 decks were put in there and in the Master Vault, and it was determined there was like 50 or so decks out of 340 something that were actually from Age of Ascension. And remember, Age of Ascension is still fairly new. People are still trying to figure it out. But my assumptions were Call the Archons decks might be on a little higher level. At least the higher tier of the decks are probably better when compared to the highest tier the top, you know, 5 or 10% compared to the top 5 or 10% of Age of Ascension. I think the Call of the Archons decks might be a little better for tournament play, but it also comes down to players just knowing their decks so well. Even the Bait and Switch and Lash of Broken Dreams nerfs that I believe personally happened to kind of balance out the set, because obviously those are way OP compared to anything in Age of Ascension that we found so far. It also could be Age of Ascension decks. There's not as many out there, so some of the good decks are still hiding in boxes, right? So these players didn't feel like bringing it. But we got Speed Sigil, gaining an Amber, played out there. So now the first creature coming into play by both players will come into play ready. We got Routine Job, doing Steal 2 this time since there's one in the discard pile. Bad Penny coming into play. Subtle Maul, another artifact. We got Spitnickel up to, looks like 7 artifacts now. Another Ghostly Hand. He has 2 of them in his deck. And we got a Reap off Bad Penny. And Bad Penny is a human. So you can purge her at any time using Sacrificial Altar when you're on a dis turn, I guess. And bring another creature out of your discard pile. So we got a KeyForged here by Daniel. 4 Amber remaining. And it looks like the Too Much to Protect play there. Here we go. Finally got it. And I'm not sure how much Amber he's got piled up there, but it looks like at least 7. And what do we got played here out of Shadows? Another Amber gain. So another Dust Chronicles. We see some shuffling happening here. Not sure what that was. And we got Redlock put into play there. Oh, maybe it was a Whistling Darts, actually. That's what damaged some creatures across the board and killed them. And he's going to do 4 Reaps with Redlock, who came into play ready off Speed Sigil plus the 3 Plague Rats. So he just showed his opponent there the 4 Amber he was getting from all the reaping. And we got a second KeyForge here by Spitnickel. No Amber remaining that I can see. It looks like Daniel is ready to forge next turn. He's definitely in check. Looks like he's sitting on at least 10 Amber, I'm going to say. Still have that Screech Bomb that's not been popped. That can help him lose too. On any turn, it's an Omni.
spumeggiante o combattuta come quelle che abbiamo visto ieri. È stata una partita un po' da montagne russe, ovvero abbiamo visto prima Nico assolutamente davanti, poi è stato rimontato, nonostante abbia un esercito di artefatti letteralmente apparecchiati dietro.
Alright, so we got a 3 Fates to destroy the 3 most powerful creatures. That gets rid of Gatekeeper, gets him a pile of Amber back, gets rid of Overlord Grekking, also destroys the Shuler on his side. And I believe Pile of Skulls doesn't do anything because there's no creature to capture any Amber. He's going to use Lash of Broken Dreams to increase the key cost by 3. Make his opponent pay more. And he's going to fear back Redlock. He's going to fear back a Plague Rat. Ooh, I don't know if I'd have feared back a Plague Rat. I don't know, because he can deal 3 damage to all other non-rat creatures when he comes back into play. Alright, so they're going to count out the Amber here. Looking for 9 to forge. So he's got 9 Amber there. His opponent agrees. And somehow now using a Screech Bomb. Maybe the turn wasn't over and he was just getting him to count. So use a Screech Bomb. And Daniel took 2 extra off of his card to say it's lost. And I guess now he's done his turn. So now we're going to have a KeyForge here by Daniel. Has 4-ish Amber remaining, it looks like. We're at 2 keys tied here. But it looks like Spitnickel is in check there with at least 6 Amber we can see at the bottom of the screen. Now, both players having Lash of Broken Dreams. They got to be careful they don't get stuck in that Lash loop where you have like no disc creatures and you just have to Lash and maybe hold on with a card in hand or something, and maybe you're gaining 1 Amber off of a Reap. Both players are going to be smart here, of course, and basically destroying any disc creatures that are put into play or any way you can get Amber with this, just so that they're not using the Lash on the same turn as they're using creatures to Reap. And we see an unlocked gateway in Daniel's hand here. We also see a charrette. Those are the only discards I see in hand. Now he has probably no other way. It looks like he's stuck. He's frustrated. You can tell. He probably has no other way in any of his other houses to get Spitnicko off of a key. So he has to name Dist. And he can use Lash. And Lash will stop him from forging. So will Charrette. I think you need to get the Charrette in play now. And get rid of the Unlock Gateway so that you can draw cards. There's no point in playing the Unlock Gateway. The opponent has no creatures. You don't want to play it again next turn after your Charrette's down and has captured some Amber because your opponent will get it back. And it looks like they're asking a judge some questions here. Maybe it's something about Amber totals. All right, Daniel's going to look through his... Oh, I know what happened here. He was asking if he can look at his deck list because he's not sure what else he could draw into. So he's at the point where, depending on what house he names, maybe he has a choice of houses, and he wants to know if he gets rid of some cards, what cards are left in his deck, and what's the chance of drawing into more discs, maybe? And, of course, he should be allowed to look at his deck list. That should be no problem. You just can't look at your opponents again after the first 2 minutes is usually how it goes. Yeah, it sounds like Daniel is stuck with what's in hand. He has to go discs. So I think he does have to play the Charrette, capture 3, raise the key cost by 3, pitch the Unlock Gateway, hoping you draw into more cards, hoping your opponent just doesn't kill your Charrette. But then next turn you can only reap with a Charrette, use Lash of Broken Dreams, and that's assuming Spitnicko didn't just blow up in an Amber rush and get more Amber to get ahead and get out of that the 9 Amber lock there with Lash. If he just gets a 9 or higher, and Daniel has no way to use Lash plus capture anymore, I think Spitnicko's got this, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, he's going to look at his deck list. That's what I thought. He's going to look at his deck list. So maybe he does have a Shadows card in hand or something that he can just like steal one, or maybe a Sanctum card. He can capture one, and it can get Spitnicko off, but he's debating on going that route. Let's see. He's got Dust Chronicles in hand. He's got Redlock that was bounced back to hand. He's got a Plague Rat that was bounced back to hand. So none of those are going to happen. But maybe, oh, I know, maybe he was hoping with Dust Chronicles to maybe draw into a Steel card from Shadows, and maybe that's what he was hoping for. And now he doesn't want to risk it. So it looks like he discards the Unlock Gateway, uses the Lash to increase key cost by 3, but now he's looking like he's undoing that. He's definitely torn here, and he's in analysis paralysis. So, but he's committed to dis. Now he's gonna look through his opponent's discard pile. Can he pull it out here? He's got the Charrette. But even if he plays a Brobnar creature, if Spitnicko goes with Brobnar, he can use Gauntlet to raise up a big Brobnar creature and fight with him to kill the Charrette, get the Amber back, putting him at over 9 or 9 or higher. I mean, assuming he's at 6 right there at least. Maybe he has more off screen, but. Yeah, it looks like that's it. Looks like it's the Lash. Tossing the Unlock Gateway. He's not going to do the Charrette yet. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. I'll definitely put up in the playlist the top 8, top 4, and finals. Hopefully get them all done today and online for you guys. So we have a Lash used there on a disc turn. We got Stealer of Souls back in play. And he gets to do a Reap off a Speed Sigil. Forgot about Speed Sigil too. Can't really see Daniel's house card there. I think he had 4 Amber last turn. So he could have used Charrette to come into play ready and then Reap with it at least. Could have got him an Amber. But I think Stealer of Souls would have just came into play there and ripped through Charette. So he's stuck with the disc, you can tell. So we got Charette coming into play, capturing 3, Lash being used there to raise the key cost. And that is it. Oh, and he's going to say he brought him in and reap, so he's going to take an Amber there off Speed Sigil. And we got a Troll coming into play ready off Speed Sigil. It's going Brobnar. He's got a Gauntlet he can use. Yeah, Charette's a dead man. Charette is a dead man. And we got a Bumpsty coming into play. Loss on the Amber. Yeah, I think Nico's got this. And Gauntlet of Command, the Stealer Souls into Charette, which does purge him since he was destroyed in a fight. And the Stealer Souls survived. And we got the Troll doing a reap. And I see at least, I'm going to say at least 10 Amber on Nico's. And he captured one, of course, from the fight off Pile of Skulls. And it looks like a Shadow's turn. He's going to use Dust Chronicles. Hoping for the top deck. And it's a Sir Marrows. Dale not happy. Not happy with that top deck. And he's going to look at his deck. There's Merrick the Marked, Sir Marrows. He wishes he saw them earlier in the game, I'm sure, to add some control. And there's Ronnie Wrist Clocks. Oh, that's what he's hoping for, the top deck. Ronnie was on the bottom, I think, there. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. Like I said, I'll have more coming up, so make sure you subscribe. Hit that little alarm bell button so that you're notified as soon as the videos go up. I'll have more from the Origins Vault Tour coming up later this week. Every day there should be a video going up, so stay tuned for that. Many more KeyForge videos coming. I appreciate the support. If you want to donate, there's a link in the description below to head on over to Patreon. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel. See you in the next one.